Lou Diamond's music.
Connects off the glass. Again, a one-point game.
Getting about time for Rick Smits to come back into the ball game.
Shaq against Perkins, single up. And they call as Davis arrived late.
This is twice now where Antonio Davis has come over to give help. He's gotten there just a hair late. Now that is very close, because if that ball had not gotten to the glass and it's still on its upward flight, you can take it to the glass.
34 now, O'Neal. Reggie deals it out to Best, who nails the three.
It's his third of the game.
Ties it at 90.
So that play works because Harper helps off Miller coming off the screen, and Best then becomes wide open for the three.
Shaq, look out. Offensive foul. That's 4 on the big man.
Now this takes a lot of courage. Shaquille O'Neal is going to the basket, and you're going to see Tony Davis come over and take the charge. So the Pacers now inbound the ball, Bob, with a chance to take the lead.
Antonio Davis is 6'9" and listed at 230. If that's accurate, he's giving away about 100 pounds.
That's why I said it takes a lot of courage to make that kind of move.
A whistle along the baseline.
You see Rick Fox stepped out that time. Reggie Miller loves to come roaring off those screens. And he comes flying off this screen, and you're going to see Fox step down and get the bump. Watch him here step down and just crack him. And Reggie very good at taking that little dive. More importantly, they're in the penalty, so 2 free throws now. Reggie Miller gets a chance to give his team the lead.
Lakers in the penalty. The Pacers still with a couple to give. Miller's perfect from the line, 10 for 10 today. And the Pacers have the lead with 3:07 left.
So the Pacers are a veteran team. After playing against the Chicago Bulls last year, as we see Kobe Bryant check into the game, they don't panic. They have a lot of their coaches resolved. They took that flurry in the third quarter, and they stayed strong.
There's his first miss. Fox out, Kobe back in. Lakers down by 1. Miller went for the steal, didn't get it. Harper to Knight. Offensive foul, Knight on the charge.
How about these back-to-back plays by Tony Davis? Antonio Davis steps up. Now remember, your feet cannot be in that little dotted area. And he's going to step up. He gets out of that spot and once again gives his team another possession and wipes away a basket.
5 fouls on Travis Knight. 2:52 to play. Back to the Forum after this.
2 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the game. The Pacers now lead by 1, and they've done so on the great hustle of Antonio Davis. He's had a nice fourth quarter, 7 points and 6 assists, but the 2 defensive plays back-to-back, these are game-winning plays for you. You give your body up for your team, and now the Pacers have a chance to push their lead to 3 with this possession.
Couple of things to think about as we head down the stretch. In a single possession game, Larry Bird is without Derek McKee, an important defensive stopper. Late in the game, no matter how many points he scored, you have to worry about Shaq as a free throw shooter. And Kobe Bryant has taken only 6 shots in this game. He's made 4 of them, but for him, he's had an off game. Whose hands is the ball in with the game on the line? It's Miller.
Reggie.
Drilling the 3. There's your answer.
There you go, Coach. Which team were you talking about there?
How many clutch baskets has he made in 12 years in the NBA? Here's Shaq against Smits. Out to Harper.
No layups if you're Indiana. Absolutely no layups.
How about a little baby hook? It won't fall, though. And it's out of bounds to the Pacers.
Well, you want to know the go-to guy? Reggie Miller's a 90% free throw shooter. He's also a killer on these kind of shots. He gives his team a 4-point lead. And look for him to go back to him once again. He loves this kind of stage.
Lots of friends in attendance. He, of course, played at UCLA, has a home in the Los Angeles area. Again for three. Wait a minute, they wait. No basket, offensive foul.
Well, they ran the same play. What happens is Reggie cuts inside of Antonio Davis, and he sort of loops himself out. Watch him now. He cuts inside. He uses Antonio, twirls himself away. Antonio Davis must have moved on the screen. That's a big play because that would have put them up 7. That would have been a killer shot.
Inside 2 minutes. Shaq against Davis. And Antonio Davis reaches in and fouls him as Shaq receives the pass.
Well, Antonio Davis has got to be very careful. He sort of threw his hand at the referee that time. He put his whistle in his mouth like he was going to call a technical. Reggie says, no, not now.
The Pacers are still not over the limit, so it's Laker ball on the side.
This is where the Lakers got themselves in trouble against Utah. Remember, Bob? They got stagnant in the half court.
Del Harris wants him to call timeout, and the Lakers don't hear him. Jones with an off-balance shot. Shaq can't finish it. And the second try for him, and the third try overall for the Lakers is there, cutting the lead to 2, and Shaq has 36. Harris was signaling for a timeout. No one heard him. To play. Jalen Rose stumbles but gets it to Smits, who was fouled by Knight. And if it is Knight, he's fouled out.
Bob, I watched that play develop, and it was so interesting. The Lakers were so worried about Miller coming off the screen that Jalen Rose got to the other side open, and instead of shooting the jumper, he penetrated. And he got Rick Smits on the little handoff going to the basket, who got the foul. But I watched that whole play develop, and Reggie drew 2 defenders. Rose was wide open.
Knight fouls out with 4 points and 9 rebounds. And Smits misses. One of 2 3-point game. Here's Kobe. Over Rose. Cuts it to 1.
Now, the other night in Denver, when they needed a basket, they went to Kobe 3 straight times, and he scored 8 points. He delivers once again. Now they need a defensive stop.
Jalen Rose, 5 on the shot clock. Shaq is on him. Huge jumper over the outstretched arm of Shaquille O'Neal. Timeout Lakers. 26.6 on the clock. Indiana by 3.
Now you can see the importance of Jalen Rose. Even though he struggled this entire game, Larry Bird has had him on the floor during the most crucial time.
The veteran Mark Jackson just sitting down in the background there, not in the lineup down the stretch here, but asked us before the game to say hello to his father, Harry, who is not feeling well, hospitalized back in the New York area, watching the game today. Mark wanted to send his best to his dad. Timeouts remaining. Pacers have 3 plus a 20. The Lakers have 3 timeouts, no 20.
Well, Bob, what you saw there during that timeout also, you saw Mark Jackson talking to Jalen Rose, talking to him. Now, here's a guy who's not on the floor, but at the same time, he's out there helping his team. That's what happens when you get to be a veteran player, and the ring becomes the most important thing in your career at this stage.
Pacers just used their 20-second timeout. Tonight on NBC after the game, Dateline looks at the dangers of extreme skiing and takes a look at pro wrestling. Then the dramatic new NBC miniseries To Serve and Protect after Dateline tonight on NBC.
Now, this kind of time, you don't need a quick 3. And I'm sure what the Pacers are talking about is we don't want to live in three-point shooters. We don't want any three-point plays going to the baskets, no touch fouls. If they score a 2, they're going to have to foul us so we can run the clock out, so they'll get the ball in the hands of their best free throw shooter.
A long list of capable three-point shooters to choose from for Del Harris. Here's Kobe. Jalen Rose is on him. Here's the three. Can't tie it. Ball fought for, and Jalen Rose claims it. Surrounded and fouled. Well, Rose had not had much of a game through 3 quarters, but he turned in some big plays in the 4th.
And again, the confidence of Larry Bird to keep him on the floor. He knows that during the course of this season, he's going to need this kid to play well. And he stayed with him, and Jalen Rose has come up with some big plays. But I don't happen to like this shot right here, Bob. I think it's a giveaway 3. If you miss it, basically you put yourself in a position to foul. You make them both, you're down 5. I think you got to get something going to the basket. And if it goes, that's nice. But the percentage is you're going to miss that shot.
Game as he misses the first one.
Well, he needs one of these to make it a 2-possession game.
Remaining. 1 of 2, and a big one it was. The Lakers asked for time, down by 4, and we're back to the forum after this. The Pacers on the verge of a big road win at the back end of a 5-game trip. 4 of their next 5 are at Market Square Arena.
This was a big game for the Pacers. If they can hold on and win, it's more their style of basketball. Their defense has been good, and their execution in the 4th quarter. You see the scoring by quarter. The Lakers in this quarter have 16. It's the same thing that occurred in Utah, or against Utah last week. They got into a half court, and they just came to a halt.
Kobe Bryant on the run into a crowd and drawing a whistle. So Bryant will come to the line. They used up only 3 seconds there.
See, Bob, that's what I would like to have seen Kobe do the possession before, because as a coach, you're basically telling your guys don't foul. And that time he just jackknifed himself in there and forced the contact.
He can cut it to 2 if he makes the next one. The foul on Antonio Davis was his 5th.
If you're the Lakers, whatever you do, don't let Reggie Miller catch the ball.
Antonio Davis. And then Sam Perkins was looking for him, but instead they call a timeout, which seems like the smartest thing to do rather than risk the turnover. Back after these messages and a word from your local station. Let's take a look at Indiana's free throw shooters. They are the best free throw shooting team in the league overall. Rick Smits is on the floor. Dale Davis is not.
Well, the Lakers would like to make Antonio Davis catch the ball. They don't want to let Smits, Miller, or Best get the ball.
They get it into Reggie. Eddie Jones has no choice but to chase him and foul him with 8.3 on the clock. That's 4 on Eddie.
That's good execution, Bob. You had Jalen Rose. He took his time. He didn't panic. What you tell your guy taking the ball in, you say count to yourself. 1001, 1002. If you get the ball, take a timeout, but don't panic throwing the ball in. He didn't.
Reggie is 10 of 11 today. Again, a 3-point lead. They can hit the century mark and maybe put the game away with this one. 100-96.
If the Pacers hold on and win this game, it was the fact that they came out in that 3rd quarter and got Reggie Miller involved in the game. Remember, Bobby had 7 points at halftime. He had a huge 3rd quarter. Then they were able to go to their bench, rest their people, and then Smits, Reggie, these guys came back in fresh, and Antonio Davis has made monster plays when this game counted, especially on the defensive end.
The Lakers still have 1 timeout remaining. And I would guess you've got to shoot a three here, hope to hit it, and then if you foul, even if they make them both, you can tie it with another three.
Well, you know, if you got timeouts, I've always said you still got plenty of time. If you can score here real quickly within 2 or 3 seconds and give yourself 5 seconds, you know, then you can still be in a situation where maybe you don't need that three. So I think from their standpoint, they want to get the quickest basket they can get, and then if they have to, maybe get a steal and a foul.
Here's what's coming up after the game, Dateline, and then the beginning of the miniseries to serve and protect. Shaquille O'Neal with 36 points in the game. Kobe Bryant 15. Eddie Jones had 12.
See, but I think, Bob, what's happened, when I've seen the Lakers twice now here over the last 2 Sundays, Shaq is expending so much energy in the first half. It's almost like every time he touches it, he's trying to score. I think that early in the game, he can get his teammates involved. He can pick and choose. He's going to get 25 points. But I think that what you've seen is, as he's gotten tired in these 2 games, the team is sort of ground to a halt. And that's going to have to be something they're going to address.
Reggie Miller has 26. 20 of them in the second half. Smits with 15. Antonio Davis 11. And Jalen Rose a late spurt with 11 points. He hasn't had that many field goal attempts. He's done a lot of damage from the free throw line, including the last 2 clutch charity tosses. 11 of 12 from the stripe today.
There's a lot of different ways to score. If you're not scoring from the field, you see that number, 6 points right there. But if you're not scoring from the field, and what you have to be able to do is get to the line, and Reggie's done that.
Kobe Bryant forces a three. 8 seconds to play, and Indiana asks for time. Their lead sliced to 1.
The game never ends when you're an NBA coach and you have the lead. Bob, I've said over there before, if that shot misses, the game is over. Now what you've got to do is you've got to get the ball inbounds, as we see the great shot here by Kobe. Look at, he shoots a jump shot. Look where he is. He jackknifes his legs and he knocks it in. If that shot misses, the game is over.
Based on distance behind the arc and degree of difficulty, it should be a 4-point shot.
No question. But now what's happened is now you're Larry Bird. Now what you have to do, you have to take a timeout. You move the ball to half court. You got to get the ball in bounds. You got to make both free throws to give yourself a 3-point lead, and then a 3 still ties you. So much left of this game to be played.
If his outside shot continues to develop the way it has over the last year or so, given that incredible first step he has and the ability to create in the air, how are you going to stop him?
You won't. I mean, but the thing I love about this young guy is I've talked to a couple of Laker players, and the thing they admire most about him is not his talent, but the fact that he works so hard on his game. I talked to Derek Harper today, and he said, I have to sometimes drag this kid out of the gym. That's really being a throwback, and that's why he's getting better.
The Pacers have been out-rebounded today, 47-32, but they've made twice as many free throws as the Lakers. They've hit 32 of 40, while the Lakers have made 16 of 22. And therein lies the story of a Pacer win, if in fact it is a Pacer win.
Now, the one thing you tell your guy is absolutely no soft passes through the middle of the floor.
It'll be Jalen Rose to throw it in. Reggie Miller, Rick Smits, Antonio Davis, and Travis Best complete the 5 on the floor for Larry Bird. Rose asked for time as those 5 seconds were slipping away.
But again, he counted to himself, so he knew that he didn't have to panic.
While we have a chance, let's go to New York. Here's Hannah Storm. All right, Hannah, thanks. You know, Los Angeles fans in all sports are notorious for leaving early. Arriving late, leaving early. Look at these empty seats. A lot of people left. They didn't know what they were missing.
Now, Bob, this last time on the timeout, they did not guard Tony Davis. They just switched immediately. They forced him to try to throw the ball to him. And Indiana did the smart thing. They called timeout. But basically, they're not playing Tony Davis. They're playing really 5-on-3 in bounds right now.
After the delay of game warning, Indiana gets it in. Smits catches it and is immediately fouled by Blunt. Exactly 4 seconds to play.
See, knowing Larry Bird the way I do, as much as this is a gut-wrenching way to try to win a game, he realizes to win championships, you've got to be able to execute these kind of things. Now it's important for Smits to step up there and make both of these free throws.
He's made 5 out of 6 today. Pacers don't have a timeout. The Lakers have one. If he makes this, he forces them into the three-point attempt. Smits trying to make it a three-point edge. And doesn't. Timeout as Blunt grabs the rebound. How about this?
You must execute at the end of the games. And the Lakers, even think about this. Kobe missed a three in two or three possessions ago, and they still have a chance to steal this game. Now 3 wins and 2 ties.
Through the years since joining the NBA following the collapse of the ABA in 1976, the Pacers have played 25 regular season games here. They've never met the Lakers in the playoffs, obviously, since Indiana's never made it as far as the NBA Finals. They had lost 22 of their 25 previous visits to this building. They lead now by 2 with just over 3 seconds to play. Take a look at Larry Bird's reaction as Smits, after making the first, missed the second.
No, wait a second. Is that his reaction to that miss or to Reggie's three that won the game in game 6?
I'm trying to figure it out. You know, that is
Isn't that the same look we saw?
Like we said last year, it's the stone-cold expression of an athletic assassin.
See, Bob, what I think you do right now is I think if you can get that ball to Kobe Bryant or whatever and say, look, Kobe, drive that ball to the basket, and if somebody helps, maybe you can dish it out and get a shot, maybe a three. But drive that ball to the basket, create contact, try to get a foul, or maybe dish for a three.
At first, the clock showed 3.1. Dick Babetta had it restored to 3.7 because by rule, if you grab a miss off a free throw and immediately call timeout, only 3/10 comes off. So it went from 4 to 3.7.
So interestingly enough, they have a big lineup on the floor. Larry Bird has Antonio Davis and Perkins with 4 small players by the Lakers.
Fox into Kobe. May have to shoot the three for the win. Pretty good game, huh, Doug?
Terrific ball game. Both teams played exceptionally well. And Kobe Bryant almost stole one from the Pacers here in the last couple possessions. But you're going to see this defender fell down. Jalen Rose fell down. He had a wide open look, actually easier than the one he made before, and he just missed it.
A long one, but he had a great look. He was squared up, good release, and almost hit it. For those of you in the Mountain and Pacific time zones, stay tuned for local programming. For those of you in the Eastern and Central time zones, we'll take you directly to NBC's Dateline. Again, the final score, the Pacers 101 and the Lakers 99. For Doug Collins, Jim Gray, and Ahmad Rashad, I'm Bob Costas. You've been watching the NBA on NBC, and you've been watching a beauty from the Forum in Los Angeles. We'll see you next Saturday and Sunday for more of the NBA on NBC. So long, everybody.
Lou Diamond's music.